My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A-H. It's palindrome. It reads the same backwards as forwards. It doesn't work if you mirror it though, it's not quite symmetrical, but well, you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith, I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Il ne reste que ces vidéos d'archives. L'ordinateur me montre que les 5 premiers résultats de mes requêtes, les questions des inspecteurs ont été perdues. La tâche va être ardue. La victime est Simon Smith, le mari d'Anna Smith.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Ils avaient l'air heureux.
When you've been married for 10 years, stuff accumulates. You could argue about anything. And he's so nice. That doesn't help. He tries to smooth things over, and that just makes it worse. We're both passive-aggressive, so we never normally argue directly about anything.
Je n'ai pas grand-chose à me mettre sous la dent. Il me manque tellement d'éléments. Outre le coupable, il me faut le mobile et comment cela s'est déroulé. Simon était vitrier et les recherches sur son métier ne donnent rien. Sur leur jeu de couple, non plus. Je tourne en rond. Retour au départ et à sa présentation. Une vidéo a attiré mon attention. Qui est cette Eve? Je tape la requête. Tiens donc.
Well, my friend Eve. I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
J'ai l'impression qu'il s'agit d'une amie d'enfance. Continuons.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it under. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown. But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
Eve pourrait être la coupable. Je vais creuser la piste.
No, he was as shy as me. I asked a friend to ask him out for me. We had our first date at the Odeon in North End. We went to see Risky Business. I had on my one best dress. Simon paid. He bought me a whisper, and I was worried about getting chocolate on my teeth.
Donc, Simon et Eve se connaissaient. Intéressant.
If one of us got hurt, the other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to pull our Hannah's to match. Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to Hannah the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. And she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snuck frozen peas up for me from the kitchen.
Attends, pourquoi elle se ferait ça? C'est curieux. Serait-elle des jumelles? Je tape la requête, nous verrons bien.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question? Are you out of your mind? Twins?
Ouah, attendez. Ah, je suis perdu là. Est-ce qu'elle ment? Partageait-elle le même homme?
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another card on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Alors Anna est amoureuse de Simon. Cela ne fait aucun doute, mais cette histoire de bébé m'intrigue.
We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope.
Leur mariage a peut-être été précipité par cet événement. Je veux en savoir plus.
No. I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months.
Non, le bébé serait mort? Impossible. C'est un cul-de-sac. Réfléchis. Tu as dû oublier quelque chose. Attends. Pourquoi elle a parlé de Hannah à la troisième personne plutôt? Très étrange. Et que taper? Si je tapais étrange dans la barre de recherche, je pense que les enquêteurs de l'époque ont dû aborder ce thème. Bingo!
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her across the road. I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror. She was me.
Quoi? Je ne suis pas sûr d'avoir bien saisi. Voyons voir la suite.
Yes. The first time we saw each other, it was strange. We both realised at the same moment, I think. We must have seen each other before, but there was this instant when we first realised it wasn't a reflection. The reflection was staring back. I think I was 5. It was my birthday. My reflection was wearing a party hat and waving. I knew what party hats were from books. And it suddenly occurred to me, today must be my birthday. I waved back and we just spent ages waving at each other and copying each other's movements.
Anna et Eve sont la même personne? Incroyable. Elle est schizophrène. Ça change tout. Une des deux a dû tuer Simon. Mais laquelle? Et surtout pourquoi? J'y vois un peu plus clair. Mais comment trouver les réponses qui me manquent? Peut-être qu'il était question d'argent? Essayons ça.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Non, cela ne donne rien. Les enquêteurs ont-ils abordé sa folie? Oui, je crois bien. Les 2 premières vidéos ne donnent rien, mais...
Her story is that she'd waited for him to come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present. Another mirror. Just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
Voilà l'explication. Elle a tué son mari. Tout est limpide maintenant. Reste encore quelques détails à voir. Je tape mort et le gestionnaire me contacte sur le chat de l'ordinateur. Il me demande si j'ai fini. Je lui réponds négativement et je regarde les résultats.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it.
C'est triste. Elle est enceinte de lui et le tue. L'amour entre elle et lui existait-elle ? J'ai besoin de le savoir. Dans le doute, je rentre le mot-clé. Peut-être que les enquêteurs lui ont posé la question.
No. The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents. There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, parks and alleyways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD.
J'ai l'impression que leur relation était complexe, car si Anna avait peut-être aimé cet homme, ce n'était pas le cas d'Eve. Je n'ai plus envie de tomber sur des détails encore plus sordides que ce dernier. Alors j'ouvre le chat. J'indique que j'ai terminé mes recherches. Et je réponds positivement à sa question. J'ai trouvé pourquoi ma mère a tué mon père. Merci d'avoir regardé cette vidéo qui a été réalisée dans le cadre du concours de la Guilde des narrateurs. Les autres vidéos des autres créateurs sont dans la description ainsi que le lien vers le serveur Discord vous permettant de voter pour votre vidéo préférée. Sachez qu'il n'y a rien à y gagner, c'est juste pour le plaisir et le fun. Merci pour ceux qui iront voter et je vous souhaite plein de bonnes choses et à bientôt.